Last summer, myself and other Lynn students traveled on a 2-week study abroad trip to Japan. The trip was led by Sensei Ludio, a religious studies professor at Lynn and a native to the country.
I was born and raised in Japan and really didn't come to this country until I was 18 to go to college. We had visited, off and on and lived for short periods of time, so it wasn't completely unfamiliar to me, but I had never really considered it to be home. Home was always, Tokyo.
With his local knowledge of Japan, Sensei brought students around the country to participate firsthand in Japanese culture, including practices in the religions of Shinto and Buddhism. He believes that the best way to learn about a culture is to live among it.
Hugely important. I once had an article, I think in Lynn's site or somewhere along the way, that basically was advocating for the fact that the best classrooms aren't always rooms. It's actual travel, experiential learning. I think is far more meaningful and has a real measurable benefit versus the theoretical learning that we do in the classroom. My students read a textbook prior to the experience before going. And we have several, sessions on Zoom, getting them ready for it so that they can understand when they see something that this is what the text was talking about. But there's nothing that can take the place of the actual travel and experience of living among the people that you are learning about.
We traveled to 6 cities throughout the 2 weeks, starting with the heart of the country, Tokyo. Tokyo brought a rich history of old and new places, from the Imperial Palace to the electric streets of Shibuya.
Tokyo, it's the capital, and it is the cultural capital right now of the 21st century of all of Asia, if not the world. I mean, there's so much happening there, be it fashion, be it the industry, business, animation, any of the stuff that's being produced in Japan really basically comes out of Tokyo. It's world's biggest city, largest city, never sleeps, so much going on.
After 4 days there, we took the Shinkansen to Kanazawa. Kanazawa is known as Japan's Little Kyoto, a place to enjoy ancient culture without the tourist.
The Japanese will say, well, there's Tokyo and there's Japan. And the two are really quite distinct and different from each other. So you must be aware that Tokyo is an anomaly in some ways. It's its own thing. It has its own kind of identity. Japan is really something other than Tokyo. And in order to experience that, you have to travel. And what better place to travel than the ancient capital of Kyoto? Kyoto is where the emperor resided for thousands of years, where all the cultural customs of, say, from everything from tea ceremony to, calligraphy to the martial arts, all were birthed there. And it's kind of the hub of ancient Japan. So, everyone will tell you have to go to Kyoto because it's the cultural capital, the ancient capital, where what Japan is known for in terms of its art forms were birthed.
After Kyoto, the group traveled to the city of Hiroshima.
Now, Hiroshima, it kind of brings Japan into the awareness of what anyone who is a student of the 20th century would have to be aware of, and that is, this is where the dropping of the atomic bomb, the first of the two, the second one was Nagasaki 3 days later, as you know, but Hiroshima being the first and the one that has really kind of captured the moment with the profound institutionalization, if you will, of the peace movement, as well as the museums that are there, helps someone coming from outside of Japan understand how profoundly this shaped the consciousness of the Japanese.
This is the Peace Bell at Hiroshima Peace Park, a place where school children go to sing in a cappella. The city is known for its culture of promoting world peace. Hiroshima is also known for its beautiful Maejima Island, which we took a boat to the next morning.
Miyajima, that beautiful island, is right there too, which we went out to, which is a very special spot. We climbed it, went the ropeway, and in terms of my own religious studies, that's where Kobo Daishi, who introduced in Buddhism this Shingon sect of Buddhism, well, you got to experience that whole aspect of the religious side of Japan.
Finally was Himeji, the city home to Asia's largest castle. Back in Tokyo, students had the chance to practice their respective majors and explore freely. The 2-week trip was life-changing. We all got to feel what it was like to eat, sleep, live, and breathe among the Japanese and experience the culture like no other. Many, like myself, fell in love with the country and gained a deep appreciation for the culture and lifestyle. The group has nothing but thanks for Sensei Lirio for showing us around the country.